All right. Here we go, back again on the other side of the coin. Welcome back to the other side of the coin, ladies and gentlemen. I had about 2 hours sleep. I watched the Brighton game, then I went to bed. There are football teams out there that are just balling out, man. They're playing such entertaining football. And then you have our club. That's all the money spent. 1 billion spent. And we still play with 5 defenders. We are playing with Ben Chilwell left wing. Pochettino. We're going to start talking about Pochettino firstly. We're going to talk about Pochettino, then we're going to talk about the players. Some people are already saying, Miz, how can you say this squad is good? I'll let you have your talk. No problems. I'm going to bring up some of your comments, of course. I feel ashamed. I honestly feel ashamed. Now we got to suffer. We must suffer. Now we have to suffer for 2 weeks. It's last season reloaded again. We're going through the same BS nonsense again. Teams don't fear us. Honestly, teams look at us and they're like, nah, we can get them. We can get them. They don't fear us. Forget about fearing us at Stamford Bridge. They just don't fear us non-stop, like Jermaine. Full stop. They don't fear us. 4 matches played, 4 points. We're amortizing the points as well. 1 point per game. Honestly, we can't show our face. We can't show our face in the public. After all the money we've spent, and we still play rubbish football. We should be going out there and playing with a lot of style, playing with a lot of flair, playing a particular style that just creates plethora of opportunities and, entertaining the crowd. We got done by West Ham. West Ham absolutely counter-attacked the living daylights out of us. And Nottingham Forest, they just defended. They had one really good opportunity. They jumped on a mistake from Caicedo. And then they defended. 4 points out of the first 4 games. Pochettino. Mr. Mauricio Pochettino. Firstly, let's start talking about him. This guy, he better get his act straight after the international break. He better get his act straight. I don't understand this 5-defender BS. Why are you playing with 5 defenders? What is the explanation? When are the journalists in the post-match conference or even pre-match conference are going to ask him, why are you actually playing with 5 defenders? You're making all this big talk. You're talking the big talk. You want to win today. You want to win tomorrow. You want to win yesterday. You want to win day after tomorrow. You're talking all of this big talk and then you're fielding 5 defenders. In the press conferences, you're saying that you want to win everything. You want to win the Premier League. You want to win the Carabao Cup. You want to win the FA Cup. You want to win everything, every friendly. You want to win every friendly match. Brother, first beat Nottingham Forest. First beat Nottingham Forest. All that swagger, all that, bravado, all that chest from Mauricio Pochettino. And then you go and field 5 defenders. You play Ben Chilwell as a left wing. And I don't know what type of system that you're deploying, because all you seem to have is Jackson up front, and you're trying to spam as many crosses. There's nothing that's trying to penetrate through the middle. And this is not good football. This is not good football. Playing with 2 attackers, Jackson and Sterling. 2 attackers. At home, in front of our home crowd, 2 attackers. He has the players. You've got talented players. Everything starts from the beginning, how you set up. It's too difficult at times when things go bad to start to rectify them. Once you're behind, then you're chasing the game. You have to put out the team from the get-go to win. You have Mudryk in the bench. You have got Martin. Why are you not playing? Okay, fine. You don't want to trust Mudryk. Why are you not playing with Martin then? Everything you've done in the preseason, what was that? Did that even matter? Did that even matter? We might as well not have done that preseason. I thought the preseason was an insight into what we can expect for this season. And don't tell me it's all because of Nkunku got injured. So Nkunku got injured. Now we have to play. We must play Ben Chilwell as a left wing. We must play with 3 centre backs: Levi Colwill, Thiago Silva, Desasi. Why? Are we incapable? Are we absolutely incapable of playing Ben Chilwell left back, Levi Colwill left centre back, Thiago Silva or Axel Desasi right centre back, and Malo Gusto? Are we incapable of doing this? Who's put in that particular seed in Pochettino's head that we can't play with 2 CBs? We must play with 3. Who's done that? How is this any different to what Graham Potter was doing? Graham Potter was playing with 3 CBs. How is this any different to what Thomas Tuchel was doing? He was playing with 3 CBs. And is it just all down to the fact that that Nkunku's injured? If that's the case, then I'm very worried about Pochettino. Nkunku's not going to come back till January minimum. So up until January, is this what we're going to do? He doesn't have any other plan. His entire plan was dependent on Nkunku. You got Ben Chilwell sometimes taking up positions as a striker. Ben Chilwell's playing as a striker at times. And Jackson is on the left. Peter, thank you so much for the super chat, my man. Appreciate that. Why are all our managers afraid to attack? All play defensive. I don't understand it. I don't understand it. I seriously don't understand it. You have the players. You've got the players. And you don't want to play attacking football. I'm so disgusted, honestly, man. I'm so embarrassed. I'm so disgusted. I'm so ashamed. You look at what Spurs are doing. Ange Postecoglou. You look at what Spurs are doing. Playing entertaining football, beating Man United, putting away teams with a lot of goals, beating Burnley 5-2. Is Ange Postecoglou, is he coming up with excuses? Is he going out there doing the big talks? That I want to win this, I want to win that, this, that, the other? Ange Postecoglou going out there, believing in his style, believing in his structure, believing in his philosophy, and he wants his team to follow. Do you know what? I'm still not even sure. What is Poch's style? Can someone tell me what is Pochettino's style? Can someone actually tell me what is Pochettino's style? What is his style? You can see what Spurs are doing with Ange Postecoglou. Build up from the back, press high up, win the ball high up, quicker passing, look to play out the ball out wide so you can have your wingers isolated against their defenders, opposition defenders. They've got a playmaker in the middle with Maddison. Now I see reports from Matt Law saying, we never considered Maddison because he was 26, because he was above 25. See, for me, that's when I'm all fine with defending the board. I'm all fine defending the owners. But when I see reports like that we stayed away from Maddison because he was 26, because we don't want to buy anyone above 25, that for me is ridiculous. That for me is mad. 26 is now old. What am I then? I must be a dinosaur then. I'm 38. I might as well just be, I might as well not even exist. 26 is now old. What is Maddison should be looking at retirement now. This is why when Cole Palmer news came on, I was saying to everyone that he wasn't a particular name that was in my mind. I fully respect and I fully understand how good Cole Palmer is and what a talented youngster he is and what he can be in the future. But he was not a player that was in my mind. I just thought that maybe our board will find an experienced player. I just thought that our board will find an experienced player. Yeah, someone like Dybala. How old is Pedro Gonçalves, by the way? Can someone tell me how old is Pedro Gonçalves from Sporting? Peter, thanks for thank you once again for the super chat. Poch playing 3 CB and Chile as a left wing is worrying. No change from last season. 70% possession and few chances. Axel Desasio Silva play 4 at the back. We have wingers to support Jackson. 25. There you go. 26, 25. Why don't we go for Pedro Gonçalves? A lot of you guys were telling me about Pedro Gonçalves. Why don't we go for him? Maybe he's too old. He's a granddad. He's a grandpa. And you know what, ladies and gentlemen, I'm worried because traditionally, if you guys remember, after the international break, we drop a stinker. Traditionally, after the international break, we drop a stinker. We've got Bournemouth away. Our squad, and I'm going to talk about the squad very soon. Our squad, I'm not going to sit here and say that this is a bad squad. I cannot. Honestly. I'll be absolutely disgusted. Our squad, the amount of money we've paid to get these talented young players, we should be able to beat Nottingham Forest. We should be able to beat West Ham. And now we've got, after the international break, we've got Bournemouth. Pochettino plays with Ben Chilwell as a left wing again. First of all, I don't even think Ben Chilwell should start. First of all, before we even get into the whole back five defenders and Ben Chilwell probably shouldn't even start. But Pochettino has gone on and he made Ben Chilwell vice captain of the football club. And now he's almost incapable of dropping him. When in fact, almost every game that we've seen so far, Ben Chilwell's been substituted off. Well, he's the captain now, but officially he's vice captain. He's the captain now because Reece James is injured. Another brother that barely plays for us. I don't understand why you can't give an opportunity to Ian Martson on the left side. I can't understand why we can't just play with a traditional back four. I don't get why we are incapable of playing 4-2-3-1, which we did in the preseason. I don't understand it. And we are now letting go of these games. And it's not going to be easy. Brighton are a genuine threat to the top six. Brighton are a genuine threat. I watch Brighton, I swear, even though I hate how much they've absolutely toyed with us this transfer window, but I can't help to be so entertained. When I watch Brighton, I feel so entertained. And I keep thinking, man, I wish Chelsea Football Club played like this. This is mad, you know. How Graham Potter leaves and De Zerbi comes in, and De Zerbi from the get-go, no time to relax. From the get-go, plays attacking football. Yeah, there's couple of weeks here and there where Brighton gets slapped up, but that's not because Brighton don't play attacking football. Brighton always plays attacking football. There are odd weeks here and there against teams like West Ham who know how to defend compact and then counter. They get picked off. Our problem is we don't play attacking football. Brighton, they create chances for fun, man. They took Newcastle to the cleaners. Newcastle's meant to be one of the teams that's going to be going for the top 5 positions, Champions League positions. If we don't make Champions League spot this season, we're going to be in serious trouble. I'm telling you, we're going to be, because financially, we've made a lot of sales this season to cover for the financial fair play. We are banking all of this based on the fact that we're going to make Champions League next season because we need Champions League money. If we don't get Champions League money next season, we are going to be we're going to be in a very difficult spot to pay our debt. You know that debt that everyone talks about? amortization, breaking up the expenses over X amount of years. Well, this year we looked after with a lot of sales. What happens the next year? What happens the year after? We're not going to be selling the way we sold this season. Every season we're not going to be selling. We won't have players to sell every season. So we have to make Champions League to make the money. I'm even scared we won't even make Europa League at this stage, the way we're playing. We all of these players, again, I don't know if you guys have seen the social media, all of these players, Nicholas Jackson coming out saying, oh, trust in God, believe this, that, whatnot. Moses Caicedo coming up with motivational talks, oh, we'll go again, we'll come back stronger. It's all, again, everything that was happening last season. After a loss, BS conversations, BS posts from all of these players. I thought this season we were going to be serious, but once again, we look like we're a Mickey Mouse club. At home, once again, I'm hearing our home crowd was booing. They were booing our players. They were booing Pochettino. This is not good. And now, this was meant to be the period where we pick up the points. We've got some winnable games, and then soon we've got some unbelievable fixtures lined up. PYS tweet. I'll have a look at the PYS tweet very soon. Raja Park, thank you so much for the super chat. West Ham, Brighton, Spurs spent a fraction of us, and they have identity, style, organization, and tactics. We spent, but did we buy well? We bought hope and potential. Poch, Nico, Chile, Sasquatch. Yeah. I'm going to come to the players very soon, and Nicholas Jackson, obviously. He missed an unbelievable chance. Man. Ozareme, thank you so much for the super chat. Buying Mudryk over Rafa Leao was a mistake. All right, let's have a look at what PYS is tweeting. People are already laughing, so I'm guessing PYS... he's tweeted something. He's tweeted something controversial, probably. There you go. What's going on here? This won't go down well, but I think it's time to drop Thiago Silva. Playing him is becoming a problem because we have to play a back five to shoehorn him in. Playing four at the back will allow us to be better going forward, and I don't think we'll suffer much at the back. Nothing but respect to Thiago, but think we'd be better off without him at the minute. If you look closely, so Thiago, players need to stop responding, man. Players need to stop responding. If you look closely at the game, we are playing with a line of four, my friend. But there's no problem in assuming that I'm also responsible for the defeat. Put the pressure on me, no problem. Yesterday. No problem yesterday. Yeah, of course we are playing with a line of back four. No one's saying we're not. But we're playing with three defenders. And we're playing with Ben Chilwell as a left wing. Players need to stop responding, man. Players need to stop responding to all of this stuff. Players need to just stop talking on social media, man. Just stop talking. Go out there and do your business in game. That's the most important part. I'm not happy. I'm not happy with what I'm seeing so far from Pochettino, man. I'm really not happy. I feel like I feel like he lied to us, man. I feel like he lied to us. I feel like Pochettino, what he showed us in preseason, he's deviated away from it. And somewhat contradicting as well. There's some, tweets that's going around how Pochettino is saying that we're looking for experience, and then we end up buying Cole Palmer. Like, he's going around saying he's looking for experience, and then we buy more young players. He needs to change it around very quick. He needs to change it around. John, good to see you, my man. Pochettino, complacent, negligent, sloppy on correct tactics and personnel, non-responsive, lazy, repetitive, problems not corrected, shocking. And you know what? It's a good point. That first half against Nottingham Forest, none of us were impressed. Yeah, none of us were impressed. That first half. And you'd think maybe he makes, we're at home. You'd think that Pochettino is thinking about results and not worried about, if I take a player out, what's that player going to feel? I'm going to lose the dressing room, this, that, the other. You think, nah, man, I'm here for results. He should have seen that first half and should have felt that, nah, I'm going to go out there second half and I need to get this winner. Very important to get a winner. He doesn't make any change. Then we concede very early on in the second half, and then he just leaves the back three. Where's the instant reaction after conceding to go down? You know what? Let's get rid of one of the defenders. Let's get rid of Ben Chilwell immediately. Why continue on to see what the team can do? Nah, correct your mistakes, brother. Pochettino, correct your mistakes. Where's this stubbornness coming from? I don't get it. I didn't know Pochettino was, to be honest, I didn't follow him closely enough at PSG. Obviously, I watched him at Spurs, but not like on a week-to-week basis to know whether he's a stubborn manager. But he's coming across a stubborn individual. You can see that it's not clicking. You can see that the team is not clicking. It's time to put in another attacker to help out with the attack, to help out with Jackson, to give something different to Raheem Sterling. But he's still persistent with the back three, with the three defenders, well, five defenders. Being 1-0 down, he's still persistent with the five defenders. And then after, 5-10 minutes later, he starts making the changes. And then the changes look so erratic. We probably, after the first half, we probably played an even worse second half. We actually played a worse second half. At home, in front of our own crowd. In front of our own home crowd. You'd think after the first half, we come out, we'll rectify. No, we've actually gone back. See, for me, that is a concern. That is a massive concern for me. When you perform the way you performed in the first half, where you're not really penetrated the opposition, you played a lot of sideways stuff, you created some half chances, but nothing really outrageous. You've whipped in some crosses. And you weren't really ruthless. You didn't have any flair about you. And then you come out in the second, you'd think at halftime, Pochettino will be drilling them and saying how important it is to get the 3 points. And then in the second half, you actually drop a worse performance than the first half. Let's talk about some players. These players need to be off the grid. Like, I'm sick and tired of their messages. It's getting annoying. I said it after the West Ham game. Do not post anything. Post when you've achieved something. I don't want any of your motivational posts. I don't want your motivational tweets. I don't want your motivational Instagram posts. I don't want your motivational anything. Better you keep your mouth shut. Let's talk about some players. That guy King, thank you so much for the super chat. Mars boy is on fraud watch. I would have taken Jose. Let's talk about some players. Nicholas Jackson. I still believe in Nicholas Jackson, man. I still believe in him. He's got the skill set. There was a couple of moments in the first 20-25 minutes. That's when he was good. After the first 25 minutes, Nicholas Jackson dropped an absolute stinker. This is off the back of the stinker he dropped against West Ham. Nicholas Jackson, he's got the skill set. He's got the attributes, but he just doesn't have that fine-tuned. It's not polished. Do you know what I mean? And I get it. He's young. So we must suffer. So many passes that was made straight to Nicholas Jackson, and it just doesn't stick to his leg. He's either leaving the ball behind or the ball just trickles under his feet. And that miss, oh my God. When you need players to come clutch moments, you need clutch players. And that was point blank, man. That was like, I can understand if he was going for like an outrageous shot outside of the box and he missed. That was your point blank. The keeper had no chance there. The ball fell to you and you skied it. You skied it from literally about few yards away. That was Timo Werner-esque. Ms. Jackson was doing the work of a cam and a striker. If he had the support consistently, he wouldn't need to be doing all that work he does. Chilwell is offering nothing in the game. Yeah, of course. I'm going to talk about Chilwell as well. Nicholas Jackson sometimes gets dragged out on the left side. You're right. He does come into that cam position, and then Chilwell becomes a striker. And our backup striker is an 18-year-old, David Washington. So our starting striker is young, and yes, he's inexperienced. And our backup striker is even more inexperienced. 18-year-old with David. I don't know when Broya's back. Hoping he's back after the international break. Stoyan, thank you so much for the super chat. Miss, please tell me how many points we get next 7 games. What are our next 7 games? I know that it's Bournemouth, then it's, I think, Aston Villa, then we got Brighton or something like that. It's tough. No game's going to be easy. Who was a bench player at Santos where he played in Brazil, in case you don't know? There you go. Apparently he was a bench player in Santos. Ms. Jackson's not polished, but he's also doing too much. Just make it simple. Yeah. It's worrying because at the moment we don't really have any competition for Nicholas Jackson either. David Washington is not really competition, is he? Nicholas Jackson's got to feel like his spot can be taken any moment. He's got to feel the pressure. Nicholas Jackson's got to feel the pressure. Then you got Ben Chilwell. Ben Chilwell, I've been saying it so many times recently. Ben Chilwell, he's not there when we build up. Technically, he's not sound. His passing is not up to mark. Ben Chilwell, the only few good traits that he really has at the moment is he makes good movement, he makes good runs, gets into really good positions, but then he doesn't do anything about that situation at all. He gets into really good positions in the final third, and then he scuffs the opportunities. All of a sudden, Ben Chilwell has forgotten how to shoot as well. At least previously, Ben Chilwell used to score goals. Now he's incapable of doing that. Ben Chilwell can't take players on 1v1 from the left wing position. And now we've made him, now he's the captain of Chelsea Football Club. He's vice captain. Obviously, Reece James not around. And now he's undroppable. He's untouchable. And, almost every game he comes off as a substitute. Raheem Sterling didn't play a good game. But, we can't be going around being so harsh on Raheem Sterling. But, we want to see consistency. 2 games back-to-back, he played good. But that's not consistent enough. You got to be putting more good games in. Today, once again, Raheem Sterling was just doing some mad stuff again. In the final third, just hitting the defenders, running into defenders. Caicedo has actually been playing good. Caicedo had a good match. But Caicedo seems to have that lapse here and there. Had that lapse of concentration against Liverpool. And I know, okay, that's his debut. Out of touch. This one, that was a big mistake, man. Caicedo in the middle of the field. A lot of money spent on Caicedo. And that's all it takes in the Premier League. One mistake. One lapse of concentration. You could have a very, very good game. Caicedo was actually having a very good game. One touch pass. Thiago Silva, I said it even in the last game. Even though I've been backing Thiago Silva a lot, that he's our best defender. But last couple of games, Thiago Silva is having a mad sleep as well. Not only Caicedo gives the ball away, Thiago Silva then gets nutmegged, and then he doesn't have the recovery pace to come back. And then both Levi Colwill and Axel Disasi were so far apart. Elanga went straight through the middle, and then Robert Sanchez. Robert Sanchez, man. Look at where his positioning was for that goal. He was so far on that right. He wasn't central. His positioning was so wrong. And then some of Robert Sanchez's distribution, they were intercepted by Nottingham Forest players. And then there was one where he smashed it straight to the Nottingham Forest players' back. That could have been a goal for them. Enzo Fernandez needs to, our midfield of Fernandez, Caicedo, and Gallagher, someone's got to push up into the box. Someone's got to be able to score goals and help Nicholas Jackson out. We only have one attacker up front, and then if Sterling's the one who's got the ball on the right side, there's only one attacker up front. Sometimes Chilwell tries to come into the box. But we need another body. We need either Enzo or Gallagher to come in and give another body, another option. Look at the way Liverpool rush the box. Look at the way Brighton rush the box. Have a look at every time Mitoma has the ball. Every time Mitoma has the ball on that left side, look at the amount of Brighton players in the opposition box. Creating chaos. And then Evan Ferguson finds himself and he scores goals. They got João Pedro. Even someone like Billy Gilmore, who's literally on the edge of the box. He's picking up any second ball. He's picking them up. This is all on Pochettino. All of this is Pochettino's responsibility. Yeah, when Pochettino looks at a particular fixture, right, an upcoming fixture coming up, he's got to set out a plan for the team. Pochettino apparently, they knew that Nottingham Forest was going to sit deep. They're going to have a deep block. They knew that it was going to be difficult to break them open. They knew that they're physical. If you knew all of this, what was your plan? If you knew all of this, what was your plan? Pochettino needs to get this team playing good football. He needs to put in a good system. He needs to tell them good instructions. How are we going to score goals? What is Pochettino's plan in regards to how you're going to score goals? Who's going to rush into the box? What is our philosophy for defending? After the international break, we better start picking up 3 points. I'm not here to give no more excuses. No excuses. No excuses. If Pochettino carries on like this, if he starts picking up more L's and starts recreating last season, I'm telling you, he's not going to last either. Pochettino won't last either. Fans will turn against him very, very soon. And then, fans don't need too much to turn against Pochettino, being an ex-Spurs manager. Carry on like this. You don't get 3 points against Bournemouth. You either pick up a draw or a loss. Oh my God. Already this season's objectives are looking shaky. We are not in Champions League, and we are now potentially moving towards probably no Champions League next season. There's a lot of good teams in the Premier League, man. There's a lot of good teams. Liverpool slowly coming back into the groove. City and Arsenal are going to be there. Brighton are looking very interesting. Spurs are looking very good. If we're not careful, this season's going to be gone. 4 matches gone already, ladies and gentlemen. Not that long ago, the season just started. Not that long ago, pre-season was upon us. But 4 matches down already in the Premier League. 4 matches down. 4 matches down, 4 points. 4 points. 4 points. Soon we got to play Brighton. Soon we got to play Aston Villa. They're far advanced in how they play. Very advanced. I just can't believe if we have to live through what happened last season again, I think I'm scared for a lot of our mental health. I'm scared for my mental health. I'm scared for a lot of your mental health. If we have to relive what we went through last season, can you believe? Like, imagine you getting tortured. Imagine you getting tortured and you get nightmares from, going through that torture. And to go through that again. Nah. That's not good for no one. That is not good for no one. But Pochettino can change. Pochettino is bringing all of this stuff to himself. Purposely, seems like. Pochettino is bringing the heat on him. I could understand if Pochettino was going out there and playing with a lot of flair. Pochettino playing with, Ian Martson, let's say in left back. He's playing with Levi Colwell. He's playing with Silva or Axel Desarcy. He's playing with Malo Gusto. He's playing with three-man midfield. He's playing with more attackers. I can understand that Pochettino is going out there and he's really putting the opposition under immense pressure. We are creating chances after chances after chances, but the results not coming. I can understand that. You know what? Now he's onto something. He's onto something. Let's stay patient. But that's not the case here. He's playing with 5 defenders, Chilwell left wing, a lot of sideways stuff, not throwing the kitchen sink. Why are we not throwing the kitchen sink at Nottingham Forest? Why are we not throwing the kitchen sink at Nottingham Forest? Pochettino is bringing all of this on himself. He's got to change that immediately. He needs to change it. He's got the players. He's got the players. Another brother that I want to talk about is Mudryk. This Mudryk brother, he almost gave away the second goal. Luckily, he recovered. He chased the player down. Good on him. But this Mudryk brother, we need to ask questions. Why doesn't this guy start? Why doesn't Mudryk start? The question has to be on this player. Something must be wrong. Something must be wrong with this player. There was a moment late in the second half when Mudryk took a shot from like 40 yards out. I'm thinking, what are you doing, man? And he hit the first guy that was in front of him. He took this long-range, audacious shot and he hit the first guy in front of him. When there was all of these players that were open on the right side. Mudryk, either he's not listening to instructions, either he's not training well enough. I'm a little bit suspicious about this player. I'm starting to get suspicious. I want him to start. I want him to have, consistent amount of games, but he's not helping himself. Mudryk is not helping himself. I said it, that Chelsea cannot stockpile all of these young players and then we are replacing young players with more young players. We have to start making some of these young players into superstars. But this brother, every time he comes off the bench, he's looking like a chaos. Mudryk is a chaos. Mudryk is like, it's like he's got like a firecracker stuck up his backside. He's just, he literally seems like he's got a firecracker stuck up his back. And he's running wild. I'm not even too impressed with Mudryk either, to be honest. I'm not impressed with Mudryk too. On that right side, it's too easy. He's too predictable. You can easily put two players on him on that right side, and you can mark him off. Evolution, thank you so much for the super chat. It's unbelievable the goal they score in training, yet when it comes to the game, they bottle it. Are actual games a joke to them? It's so frustrating. It is frustrating, man. It's very frustrating. Alhambra, thank you so much for the super chat. Miz, we all know how this movie ends. We won't improve. I never wanted Poch. I still don't. I've seen enough to write this season off. Brace yourself. It's sad that we're looking to write it off so early, but I don't blame fans. I really don't blame any fans for thinking that way, because so far it's reminding us of last season. Lose a game, no flair, no sort of creativity. We can't finish. We make mistakes. We concede. No plan as to how we're going to attack the opposition. And then after every loss, players come out and they give us their 2 cents motivational speeches. Orhan, thank you so much for the super chat. The board signing kids, attackers, not Chelsea level. This season is a continuation of last season. Expect more money, accept more money spent. Yeah. Yeah, Madueke is lightweight. Yeah, Madueke gets pushed around too easy. Pushed around way too easy. Ricky, good to see you, my man. When the chemistry is better, we will create, finish more chances. I have faith in this squad. Some crazy talent in this team. Also, every game we have created so many chances. Look at XG. Yeah, look, I don't want to look at XG, man. This is what we were doing last season. This is what we were doing last season. XG. Graham Potter even came post-match saying, look at our XG. I don't want to look at all of this XG stuff, man. Win games. For me, 3 points. That's the XG we should look at. Tell me the XG on points. What is our XG on points? Tell me that. Right now, I'll give you the XG. 4 games, 4 points. That's the XG that you should be concerned about. No other XG. This XG is the most important. 4 matches, 4 points. I don't want to hear any other XG. The XG, Ben Chilwell, left wing. Think about that XG. These are the XG that you need to think about. Ben Chilwell, 5 defenders. XG. Already some of us are getting corrupted in our head. XG. Dinesh, thank you so much for the super chat, my man. Young players needs game time and guidance and trust. Yeah. Yeah. Now what do we do? 2 weeks. 2 weeks of this BS. West Ham looking good as well. I want to have a look at the table. Who's obviously Man City leading the table. Man City 12 points. After 4 games, the season hasn't even started. After 4 games, we're 8 points behind Man City. After 4 games. At this rate, we're going to be probably a whooping 50 points behind Man City. After 4 games, we are behind Man City by 8 points. We literally just stepped like foot on the new season. Spurs on 10 points and looking really good. West Ham on 10 points, looking very good. Brighton 9 points. Liverpool, Arsenal, Brentford on 6 points. Nottingham Forest is ahead of us with 6 points. Man United with a game in hand is ahead of us, 6 points. And Man United have been rubbish. This is not good. This is not good. This is not good. Newcastle's having a bit of a flop. And as I said, historically, in recent times, after the international break, I remember, who was it? West Brom. Do you guys remember West Brom? After the international break, took us to the cleaners. I think there was Sheffield United as well once after the international break. After the international break, we don't do well. Players are, their mind is with their international teams. They come back, they're not completely, set. I'm scared. I'm really scared about that game against Bournemouth. I'm scared. I'm scared. Donation, we had to win today. We had to win. We had to. There's no compromise. We had to win today. At home. I mean, talk about how much more could we have set up a win at home, Stamford Bridge, in front of our home crowd. Talented players that we have. against the opposition. No disrespect, I fully know they're a good team. I get it, Nottingham, but we should have the quality to take the game to them. It was set up nicely for a victory. I don't know what else we could have asked for. But Pochettino went with 5 defenders. 5 defenders at Stamford Bridge. Again, of course, it's not Poch's fault that Jackson didn't score. That's on Jackson. And I've spoken about Jackson. He's dropped an absolute stinker. The only first 20 minutes he was good. After that, it was stinking performance. And this is now twice already this season. Once against West Ham, once against Nottingham Forest. And you know what? Even against Luton, first half, I was not impressed with Nicholas Jackson. It was the second half that I was impressed. So Nicholas Jackson, he also better wake up. He's going around posting, I will come back stronger, trust in God, this, that, the other. Less talk, Nicholas Jackson. Less talk, more action. Action Jackson. I'm not saying the players are blameless here. Some of the players, they are not good. They're not been putting good performance. I'm not saying that, not that they're not good. I think the players are good. I truly do think our players are good. But they need to wake up with some of their performances. And at the same time, Pochettino needs to give them a platform to play well. You look at the way De Zerbi sets up. Look at some of the players Brighton have. How are they playing such beautiful football? Look at Ange Postecoglou for Spurs. Just recently arrived. How are they playing such beautiful football? The coach has to take blame. The coach has to take blame. He's got to set up a structure. He's got to set up a way that is going to get the best out of all our attackers. This is why I keep repeating. I'm not going to sit here and say that our squad's bad. No way. That's embarrassing to say that. 1 billion spent. After 1 billion spent, I'm still saying that it's a bad squad. No, there are some talented footballers here. I get it. Fully get it that they're young. I fully understand that. But that doesn't mean they're not good enough to beat Nottingham Forest. That doesn't mean they're not good enough to win against West Ham. Look at the way we've been structured to play that game. Why are we playing with 5 defenders? Why are we playing with Ben Chilwell left wing? Why are we not using some of these attackers? I think it's an easy excuse to just give out their kids. I don't care. I do not care. This is not a season I'm going to sit here and give excuses. No. Pochettino better start doing well. He better start doing well, or else his job will be on the line. That's the bottom line. Orhan, thank you so much for the Super Chat Man's game, and we are playing with an under-23 squad. Dinesh, thank you so much for the Super Chat. Loss is on Poch, negative lineup with 1 billion, yeah. Pochettino needs to start. Look at this. Haaland is a kid too. Foden is a kid. But you got a manager over there, Pep Guardiola, who's a serious manager. He is not dilly-dallying around. Pochettino so far, the first 4 games, Liverpool game impressed me. I thought, after the Liverpool game, I actually thought, wow, you know what? Poch might be cooking something. And then we dropped a stinker against West Ham. Luton, everyone will beat Luton. And even Luton, it was 1-0 at halftime. That wasn't impressive. Against Luton, it was 1-0 at halftime. We weren't playing good football. Second half, finally, we kind of woke up. And then Nottingham Forest, another absolute stinker. Pochettino, a lot of big talk from Pochettino. I'm telling you, he continues this manner. If he drops points against Bournemouth, then he goes on to drop points against Aston Villa. you're going to be in trouble, brother. This is what happens at Chelsea Football Club. And Pochettino said it himself. Chelsea is not a football club where we can tolerate too many bad performances. We've already had West Ham as a bad performance. Now, a couple of weeks later, we backed it up with another bad performance against Nottingham Forest. Chelsea Football Club don't set this kind of standard. They simply don't. Reggio Park, thank you so much for the super chat. Even Ferguson, 19, scored 3 for Brighton. Kid, there you go. There you go. There you go. How's Billy Gilmore? Look how well he's playing for Brighton. I can't believe we're reliving last season's misery. I can't believe that. I seriously can't believe that. Pochettino's got to wake up. A lot of this issue is on Pochettino. A lot. He's got to get the best out of these players. They all told us Pochettino works wonders with kids. That's what we were told, right? That's what we were told. Well, you got a lot of talented young kids, man. You got a lot of talented footballers. You better get the best out of these footballers. If I start seeing that this manager, along with all the other previous managers, are not getting the best out of our players, I'm worried. I'm worried for the football club. I'm worried. A lot is on Mauricio Pochettino. Get this team to perform better. They are good players. Get them to perform better. And you better start putting out more encouraging and brave lineups. More exciting. Throw the kitchen sink at the opposition. Play with a lot of fire. This is Chelsea Football Club that spent £1 billion and you're playing like a Mickey Mouse. Play with a lot more fire. Play with like you bought £1 billion worth of players. You're playing like you bought your Norwich. Play with a lot more flair. You know why people are laughing at us? The people are laughing at us because they're saying, do you know what? You spent £1 billion and you still play so rubbish. Pochettino, man. Get this team to play better. That's on you. Select the right team. That's on you. I'm watching this manager, man. I'm watching this manager now. I'm watching it. A honeymoon period's over. No more excuses. No more excuses. You better come after the international break. You better pick up that 3 points against Bournemouth. You better pick up that 3 points against Bournemouth. I start seeing Ben Chilwell at left wing again. We cannot tolerate this BS. We cannot tolerate this BS. We went through this BS last season. Every match we will L's. We're all of us expecting L's. That's the expected stat that we should be focused on. XL, expected loss. Pochettino, you better start patterning up quick. You better start patterning up quick. Donation, thank you so much for the super chat. Ms. Forest had more clinical chances with back 5. Yeah. Yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we'll wrap things up. Smash the like button before you go. If you're here for the first time, subscribe. I'll see you guys for a live tomorrow. We will all suffer together. I'm not suffering by myself. I'm going to make you guys all suffer with me. I'm not suffering by myself. I need therapy every day. I need therapy every single day. And I hope you guys are here with me, suffering every single day until that Bournemouth game. And we better get 3 points. And if we don't get 3 points, we will keep suffering together. I am not suffering by myself. I am not suffering by myself. No way. No way I'm doing this by myself. We're all going to be in the mud together. In the mud together. And we are going to cry together. I'll see you guys tomorrow. See ya.